We're there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the barbershop. Thank you so much for being here. Samurott is the next Pokemon dropping in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in a 7-star Tera Raid Den. It will be available on March 31st through April 2nd, and then again, April 7th through the 9th. And I'm here to do a full competitive analysis breakdown of Samurott. Gonna be an interesting Pokemon to add to the meta. Let's get into it. Let's go. Now, right off the bat, Samurott has always been very low usage in previous generations. We haven't seen Samurott since Gen 7, I believe. It was not in Sword and Shield. It is available in, Nat decks if you're playing Nat decks, which is fine. But even then and before in Black and White, it was lower usage tier, RU at best, and usually hanging out in NU. So the Pokemon, it's got some major drawbacks. It's got kind of the Decidueye treatment with low speed. It's got 70 base speed, so that really holds it back. And it does not have that great of a move pool. We'll have to see if that's improved in Scarlet and Violet, maybe with some move tutors, but we'll have to see. So I've gone ahead and set this up with the classic way I break this down with the physical Samurott and the special Samurott, and then there's an interesting critical hit set here that it can run. It can also be a mixed Pokemon. It does have pretty balanced stats here. So 95 HP, 85 defense, and then 70 special defense is going to be average at best, right? It can definitely take a hit or two on the physical side, a little frailer on the SPDF side, but 95 HP is good. Its attack is 100, and then its special attack is 108. So it doesn't excel in either area, right? And it only has access to one boosting move, and that is Swords Dance, which is great because it does also get access to Aqua Jet, some good priority there. But we were talking about comparing things to like Palafin, Hero, Pure Water type. This is going to be so outclassed by even Azumarill, things like this. Currently in Scarlet and Violet, but let's take a look at what it can do. Now, I think Life Orb is one of the best items for this guy. You could also run Lumberry, you could also run, Choice Band on a physical set, but Life Orb, Swords Dance, Adamant is probably going to be the most efficient way to really do some damage with this guy, maybe even sweep. I have on this particular set enough speed to outspeed like defensive Rotom, and Mega Horn there is going to be the other option for hitting as hard as possible, especially those grass types, because it doesn't get really any good ice moves except for Avalanche there is its only physical ice move, and that's really not the move. So you want to go with Mega Horn for grass types, for maybe those psychic types. Of course, you do have knockoff there, so this is going to be probably another staple move for Samurott if you're running a Swords Dance set, but it really depends on your team build, right? If you need to run Jolly max speed so that you can tie those other base 70s like Breloom, for example, you might want to try to hit that with a Mega Horn or something and not just get picked off by a Bullet Seed, right? So Swords Dance is there, Aqua Jet, Life Orb, Mega Horn, a few other moves to note physically that it does get. Actually, I'll show them to you over here in the crit set. It's on this Razor Claw Focus Energy set. If you wanted to run a 100% crit rate, it does get 3 moves that are high crit ratio. You got Night Slash here, and you've got Aqua Cutter here, a new move for it, which is great for critical hitting. And then Drill Run is there, a solid ground move if you're going to hit critical hit 100% of the time. This is a potentially viable set. Still don't think it's going to be used in OU by any means, but on this one in particular, maybe run Max Bulk if you're really just trying to break through something that's already set up, like King Gambit or like Garganical or something, right? And on that note, it does also get Sacred Sword. So it gets a decent physical move pool, Sacred Sword, some water moves, Liquidation is there as well, Drill Run is there. And that's about it, you guys. It does get Knockoff, and it does get Mega Horn, and then Sacred Sword. So it has the coverage. It has the coverage to hit things, but again, it's pretty slow and semi-weak. You're going to really need to either hit with critical hits, boost it with like a Choice Band, or have a Life Orb there. Maybe even a substitute set somewhere so you don't have to, you can dodge getting burned by something somehow. But really its best gimmick is going to be SD, Aqua Jet, and then a couple filler moves for what fits your team best. And it's probably, again, going to be down there in RU, maybe even NU. But we have to see. But it does have some decent moves here on the special side as well. Again, with a Life Orb, just to power that up as much as possible. You could also run an Expert Belt if you don't want to take that recoil damage. Taunt is there. So it does get 2 good status moves in Taunt and in Encore. So that hopefully is going to make up for not having access to things like Bulk Up or Calm Mind or Nasty Plot or any speed boosting move. No agility, no rock polish here for this guy. So Encore is there to really help lock something in, or something has a little bit of utility, and then Taunt as well, but again, not very fast. You are going to be able to taunt those defensive things, maybe like Clodsire, Toxapex, etc., if you're using this in OU, but it doesn't get Calm Mind or really anything to boost these attacks even further. You know, you could run something like a weakness policy with this guy if you really wanted to be crazy, but still not enough speed. If you ran something really random like a blunder policy and then missed with Hydro Pump, now you have a little bit of a speed boost, but you're just not hitting hard enough. No Nasty Plot, no Calm Mind. So Life Orb is there most of the time. Now, a good ability in Shell Armor cannot be hit by a critical hit. Also, Hisuian Samurott is going to be bringing that ability as well. This guy can also make use of Torrent, right? So if you really wanted to run like Specs and hit as hard as possible with this guy, the hardest hitting set is going to be a Choice Specs, Torrent, where you get your health below 1/3, and then landing Hydro Pumps, maybe even Terra Water. I do think this guy has some viability terastallizing into a bug type and clicking Mega Horn. Also, it could terastallize into a grass type and go you know, physical Terra Blast with grass. A fire type could work as well for grass types and ice types, things like this. But there's not too much to this guy, right? He's got Specs, and that's about it. I mean, checking out his move pool, right? There's not much else you can do. Razor Shell is a great move, another physical water option, but there's just, you know, what are you going to do? He really likes that Aqua Jet and maybe Liquidation, maybe Aqua Cutter with again, the Razor Claw set. Focus energy. So that's about all it can do. Of course, you want to be crazy, run a Choice Scarf. You're not out speeding much. An Assault Vest. It's not tanky enough and you're not hitting anything hard enough. No momentum moves, no U-turn, Volt Switch, anything like this. So I see him definitely falling off. Decidueye is actually doing great. Decidueye may fall down to UU, but a really interesting Pokemon. Checks things like Great Tusk pretty well, is a great spin blocker. So Decidueye may actually hang out in OU for a little while longer and does have a lot more options than Samurott has. So Samurott, in my opinion, one of the weaker starter Pokemon. I'm sorry for all you guys that love him, but we'll have to see how he fares in the Scarlet and Violet meta. Now, Hisuian Samurott coming in with that Water or Dark type and Ceaseless Edge, going to be very interesting, very good Pokemon. Can't wait to try that out. Setting up spikes every time it goes for a really powerful Ceaseless Edge, and it's also boosted by Sharpness, so that's going to be a super great move for it. But this guy's here. Samurott is here. You can run Choice Band, Aqua Jet, knock off Mega Horn. If you want to run no speed and you want to click Avalanche, go for it. It does get, again, some cool moves in Sacred Sword, Drill Run. It does get Night Slash, but if you're not running Razor Claw, again, knock off might be the move. So let me know what you guys think about Samurott. That's about all I've got for you guys. Let me know. Drop a comment. We'll talk about it there if you want, but I see this guy probably falling down to RU or NU. Love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. God bless.